And I'm going to launch the video game. Here we go, people. Hello. Hello and welcome. People that know me probably know that kinda like this series a whole lot. It obviously was probably a small influence in some of her lullabies production. So that is to say, this series is a little violent. So if that's a thing, maybe you want to duck out at some point.
Wowee!
Thank you for the Submarino Ballast. How is it going? Welcome to Higurashi When They Cry. I don't know how much of this we're going to read. I just felt like I need... Yeah, there might be a small reference. Notably, boy, some things about that logo stick out a little bit now that you see them, huh? But yeah, I felt like revisiting this series for a while. Just haven't really kind of had the chance to sit down and do it. Exactly, her lullaby did not have cicadas, so... I think it had crickets, but I don't think it had cicadas. So yeah, this is a nice, fun little story where good things happen to good people. I promise. They aren't the same thing? I don't think so. Crickets sound notably different, I think. Having had a lot of crickets get caught in my basement and having to sleep through some of those nights... yeah. So, boy, I'm gonna have to read prose now. But yeah, okay, I think I'm stalling, so let's go ahead and press the start button, or we're never going to. So, if you're bored as fuck, it's fine. Not gonna hurt my feelings. And yeah, cicadas are huge. Yeah, Ballast is not an entomologist. No. He's not. I can guarantee you he's not an entomologist. I know that he's smart and he does smart person work, but he's not an entomologist. He is a mass spectrometrist. There you go. It's like if you play those Mass Effect games, you'll know what he's talking about. Alright. So this is Onikakushi, the opening. Welcome to the world of Higurashi When They Cry. The Onikakushi arc will be the opening, inviting you into this world. Don't play tough. Please just enjoy life in Hinamizawa to its fullest. The difficulty is extremely high, but I hope you will enjoy the reward. Basically, this game occurs over the course of 8 arcs, which are 8 complete games. And there's a very specific structure to how they're played out. But I'm not going to spoil that. Yes, enjoy this beautiful school day to its fullest. Don't think too much about it right now. Just let the moments happen, and we'll see how this goes. Are we ready to dive in? Are we ready for Onikakushi to begin? I think we're ready. I think good things await us in Hinamizawa. Please do not lament. I will forgive you, even if the world will not forgive you. Please do not lament. I will forgive you, even if you will not forgive the world. So please tell me, what will it take for you to forgive me? Spoken by someone named Frederica Bernkastel. Thinky dinky. What's that mean? Oh dear, this is a work of fiction. Any resemblance to actual persons or organizations is entirely coincidental. 1983, the early summer of the 58th year of the Showa era. These are good sounds. This is fine. It's probably fine. If I was going to be ripped apart anyways, having my body ripped apart would have been far better. I trusted her. No, I still trust her. Even in this very moment, I trust her. But I'm starting to realize I only wanted to trust her because I refused to accept the truth. It was as if I was trying to convince myself in such a silly, sobbing voice, and those tears making a mess of my face, that mechanical, repetitive sound finally stilled, and everything fell silent. Only the cry of the cicadas remained, annoyingly loud. And yet, I felt as if I could still hear her voice. But that's not possible. She is no longer speaking. The only one crying is me. She never cried. Even when she repeated those words over and over, she never expressed any emotion because there was none to show. If she had no tears to shed for me, then I shouldn't need to shed any for her. Then why this pain in my eyes getting moist? Why was this happening? I still wanted to believe I hadn't been split apart. That's enough, right? Inside me, an inner voice whispered gently. My spirit had suffered enough. And countless times I'd wavered over whether I should just throw the battered thing away, except I'd stubbornly refused to do that, hadn't I? I'd feel better if I just threw it away. Even knowing that, I chose to believe, didn't I? Only I can understand the painful struggle and appreciate it. Hey, me? I've tried more than enough. I still acknowledge that much. So, isn't it all right to just take the easy way out? Besides, I'm not throwing it away. I'm leaving it behind with her. Like flowers by a grave. Now then, calm your nerves. Even though you can't feel your right arm, just lift it up, and with every swing, forget a little more. That kindness made me happy. That adorable smile brought me joy. I liked petting your head. I loved how demure you were. These are great Nine Inch Nails lyrics, by the way. Because this will be the last time. Because when I swing this down, I'll forget. This is my first and last bouquet for you. Perhaps I really did love you. Maybe. I don't know. That's a good sound. It's probably fine. I think everything is perfectly okay. I think we're going to see that everything's just fine. Alright, and now we are at the part of the game where I don't have to make sure I'm keeping up with the reading because it's not auto-scrolling. Alright. Somebody has been apologizing for a while now. Who out here in chat has been apologizing for a while now? You love an effed up kind of love. Don't we all, though? The downward spiral confirmed that they are indeed different. I wonder what she's apologizing for. It felt wrong to eavesdrop, so I tried to ignore it. It had been a while since I'd last went to the city. I only returned to attend the funeral of a relative. Even though I'd lived there until last month, I found the bustle of the city to be overwhelming. Those skyscrapers and multi-lane roads, the melodious cacophony of the crosswalk, even the campaign speeches blaring in front of the station felt nostalgic. The place where I live now isn't nearly as lively. There's only the chirping of locusts and the babbling of brooks, and the cry of the Higurashi, the evening cicadas. Rather than making me feel lonely, the quietness had begun to instill a sense of serenity. There is nothing where I'm living now. I don't just mean there aren't any burger joints. There aren't even any vending machines. No music stores, no restaurants, no arcades. Not even an ice cream parlor would be unlikely. The nearest town had some stuff in it. The nearest town had some stuff like that, but it's an hour away by bike. But come to think of it, it wasn't really a big deal. There were some music stores and arcades and ice cream parlors, but it wasn't like I ever hung out at any of them. I lived in the city for 10 years and never once been to an ice cream parlor. Imagine never being to an ice cream parlor. That seems like something, like if you live close to it, you just eventually get around to it anyway. I mean, that just seems like, and just to me, look at that. We got our good old pal Iffy dropping in with the 10 hot months of the big old Submarino. How about that? This kid never saw the inside of a Baskin-Robbins. I should have gone at least once. It's only now that I'm starting to regret that a little. Somebody is still apologizing. Who is she apologizing to? She's apologized so much, so just forgive her already. There's no reason anyone should ever need to apologize so much. I started to feel a bit annoyed at whoever was refusing to forgive her. No matter how bad the mistake, there's nothing that can't be forgiven. I don't know, there's some pretty hard things I would forgive somebody for. There's no such thing as an irreparable mistake. You just need to be more careful next time. She's still apologizing even now. Then, has she really done something that can't be fixed? I have no idea what she's done, but if it can't be fixed, then that's all the more reason to forgive her. No matter how much she apologizes, nothing will change. But even so, she keeps apologizing with such a heartbreaking voice. Hey you, the one that she's apologizing to, why don't you just go ahead and forgive her? She's apologizing in such a pathetic voice. Keiichi, we're almost there, wake up! I was fully aroused from my nap by my father's prodding. It seemed the train had reached its final stop. We'd spent hours riding everything from the bullet train to the local routes. It was hard to believe that the landscape beyond the window in the city I was in half a day ago were in the same country. No, they were even from the same era. From there, we took a car deeper into the mountains. This is some old school kind of visual novel, filtery dingery-doos for backgrounds. Past where dense forest encroaching on the mountain road suddenly opened up. There where I live now, Hinamizawa. That's right, we're thinking about books. Welcome to Hinamizawa, everybody. There you go. I guess that's a chapter break. Yeah, it does kind of like have more of a developed look, despite kind of being backwoodsy. Even though we were approaching summer, the morning air still had a frigid bite. Although in exchange, you could fill your lungs up with crisp, clean air. Flipping up in the window, I was greeted with a verdant expanse. Nothing but trees. The neighboring house was far away from the other side, so I was probably the only one enjoying that view and that air. Needed a visual novel with this kind of art style. It was kind of scary until the document. Oh, broke down being all in. Oh, yeah, that kind of stuff can be a problem. You already watched the Higurashi anime. The Higurashi anime is pretty good. I'm just kind of reliving it now. Like, I'm a big fan of the series, and I've read the visual novels, and I helped edit the localization of the original release of the Answer arcs. So yeah, I'm pretty deep in the series, so it's not really, it's just me just kind of revisiting a good friend, seeing how it goes, seeing if anybody's interested. I filled my lungs with another deep breath. Since I started living in Hinamizawa, I learned that even the air had its own taste. Tastes like hot dogs, everybody. Hot dog Mizawa is how that's supposed to be localized, by the way. So we're in Hot Dog Mizawa. There's a lot of extra arcs beyond the anime. Like, there's so many manga. Like, some of the games have, like some of the games have like 3 or 4 additional arcs that were never in the original 8. So yeah, there's a lot here to kind of go from. I quickly finished getting ready for school and headed downstairs for breakfast. My mother was the only one there. My father was nowhere to be seen. He was probably up working until the early morning. Dad had a rather unconventional job as a painter. It's such a laid-back profession. Get up when you want, sleep when you want, and work when you want. That's literally what I'm doing right now. I was so jealous of that easygoing lifestyle. I even wrote for school that I wanted to be a painter when I grew up. Dad was ecstatic about that. It was just because it looked easy. I'd never tell him that, though. There's my absolutely hellish hosting sound. Thank you for the host, Doom Shotgun. Much appreciated. So, Mom laid breakfast out on the table. Seaweed, pickled vegetables, raw egg, and grilled salmon. My mom was such a good cook, it was scary. A perfect, immaculate, ideal breakfast. Unlike my dad, who didn't even know the meaning of the word schedule, my mom never squandered any time or effort. Raw egg. Raw egg's pretty good. I don't know how many of you actually eat raw egg on things, but yeah, you can make raw egg work on a lot of things. She hummed a little tune as she brought over the miso soup. It seemed like she was in a good mood today. I am so happy you've been waking up early since we moved here, Keiichi. If I don't wake up early, I won't have time to eat breakfast. I thought I was being cute, responding with a wisecrack after being praised for being good. Full bowl of rice, or only half, or will half be enough? Pile it on! First, I savored the steaming hot rice from the seaweed. After that, I covered it with the egg. And between bites of rice, I enjoyed the crunch of the pickles. Not bad at all. Excellent, as usual. It's got pickles in it. Hopefully, Notori Kawashiro will be joining us, maybe? Watching me clean my plate, Mom gave me a warm smile. I'm so happy you haven't skipped breakfast ever since we moved here, Keiichi. I was not a morning person when we lived in the city. Who is a morning person? Literally. You don't like pickles, Dances with a Woos? What's wrong with pickles? I slept right into the last minute before school and rarely ate breakfast. Boycotting the breakfast Mom made me each morning. That was probably the only way I could protest being forced to attend cram school. I guess that was what you'd call my rebellious phase. I wouldn't so much as look at breakfast she woke up early every day to make. If I could go back in time, I'd slap myself. Mindful of the time, Mom rushed down with a wide grin. Isn't it about time to meet up with Rena-chan? Hurry, hurry. Mom really seemed to enjoy the fact that her son was going to school with a girl. Rena is one of my classmates. She really loves looking after people, coming to meet me every day without fail. The way I looked at it, a guy my age walking to school with a girl was just lame. This guy who gets walks to school. Gets walked to school by a really cute girl, and he's taking this shit for granted. Already. Too manly for the walking to school. Finally, he will breed! Okay, the way I looked at it, a guy my age walking to school with a girl was just lame! But, well, keeping a classmate waiting for me every day wouldn't be very considerate. Seriously, though, how long does Rena wait there for me every morning? Taking one last gulp of miso soup, I raced to the door. Well, yeah, I mean, like, I walk to school alone every time because I lived right across the street from the high school, so I just walk to school by myself every morning. Do I not have, option thingamadooders? I should have, quality controls, as I have had them for the longest time. Unless they just randomly, arbitrarily... Yeah, they've randomly and arbitrarily taken away my options. That's fine. Yeah, they come and go, it seems. But I've had mine pretty consistently for, like, the last year. But now, I guess, like, with a lot of people streaming because, you know, Corona's kind of running crazy. Probably, like, you know, gotta give all those extra special resources to the bigger streamers, the people that aren't streaming fucking Higurashi. I do apologize that the 720p quality is killing your poor 4GB laptop. I wish there was more I could do about that. I could maybe lower the bitrate a little bit, given that this is just a visual novel. Let's see. Let's try this. Let me know if that makes any kind of difference. I lowered the bitrate at the very least to 2800. I dropped it 700 bits, so maybe that'll help. I don't know. I think it's really just a case of resolution, though, that might be causing the problem. It won't let me switch frames per second in the middle of a broadcast, so... let's continue. We're going to thank Rena-chan for the pickles, everybody. Please thank Rena-chan for the pickles. When we see Rena, I want everybody in chat to thank Rena for the pickles. Come to think of it, those pickles weren't store-bought, were they? If I'd known that, I would have savored them a bit more. Morning! It's the girl. It's Rena. How's it going? Everybody, what did I tell you? When we met Rena, what did I tell you you were going to do? There you go. Look at this chat. This chat is so well behaved. I knew that investing all of my stock options into this chat was the smartest move I've made in the last 4 years. We've got people out here. We got people out here thanking them for pickles. Yeah, I'm using the I believe this is the PS3 games, or PS2 games art. I have that game too. It's from Matsuri. That's a very good, funniest shit you've ever seen. Yeah, this is like, this is the art from the Matsuri games. I think it's by default, but you can change it. Here. What do we got? Character sprite. See, look at that. I can drop it. Boom. What do y'all like? Do you like original? Or do you like updated? I think the originals have a style all their own. I think that I dig the energy that those styles have, and the fact that they have continued to roll with their style and improve it, even now, with the release of Chiconia When They Cry. Yeah, I should have probably just bought that and streamed that, seeing as it's brand new. That would have been the smart play, but I'm here playing the game that was released 18 years ago. This super deformed style Twitter friend who's been tweet storming about that didn't know this cute paws were attached to. Yep, it's them. That is the art style that Ryukishi 07's games tend to have, and then when they get ported to PS4, they redraw them like this here. So this is Rena. She gave us pickles. Anybody that gives you pickles is a good person, so I'm gonna say Rena is a good person. Good morning! Her cheerful greeting was as fresh as the morning itself. You're always so early. You should try sleeping in sometime. If I sleep in, I'll keep you waiting. She's so conscientious and such a good person. If that ever happens, I'll just leave you behind. I'm a cunt. Wow! We're just being totally terrible to our good, cute friend. Keiichi-kun, you're so cold. I wait for you all the time. I'll leave you in the dust without looking back. I'll piss on your grave when you die. I hate you that much. Why are you so mean? Why? Yeah, Rena's a good person. She would never do anything bad in her entire life. Rena had a slightly troubled look on her face. Toying with her was rather fun because of how quickly her mood changed. I'm kidding. I'd wait for you. With those words, Rena seemed to relax. Her face flushed bright red. Ah, thank you. I'd wait forever until you came, Rena. I'd wait forever till you came, Iffy. No wonder. No matter how long. Forever. Rena turned bright red, steam rising from her head as her brain short-circuited. She's especially weak to this sort of talk. quite rare to find someone this fun to tease. Have you ever read a romance novel, Rena? What? I haven't. No, never. Never before. From that response, I gathered she was interested in them, but was too embarrassed to actually buy one. I couldn't imagine what would happen if she read one. She'd probably turn red and pass out. She didn't wait that long for you? Bummer. Bummer. I'd feel when the ex doesn't wait for you on walks to go to school. Bummer. Oh yeah, message from Mom. She says thanks for the pickles. Thanks for the pickles! It was nothing. You're welcome. How were they? Not too salty? Nothing like a salty pickle, everybody. Yo, John, how's it going? Welcome. You may know, I don't know if you've heard of this game. This is called Higurashi When They Cry, and it is a happy game about happy things happening. So I thought it would be nice and fun to chill out with everybody, work on my public speaking skills, because Lord knows I ain't got any. Just do some reading for y'all and enjoying the show and having a nice chat with everybody. It seems to be working so far. I think we're having a decent time. Nobody's told me to shut the fuck up yet. And John, I need you to thank Rena for the pickles. She gave us pickles, and chat was good and thanked her for the pickles, so I'm going to need you to thank Rena for the pickles as well, just so you know. All of Umineko and all of Higurashi, Jesus. Well, it's like you're going from one that's terrible to one that is fantastic. So I can promise you will never see Umineko on my channel. Oh my god, those games make me fucking mad. The pickles weren't salty. Yeah, Chiconia is one that, like, I don't know why I didn't just get that. Also, if you want to play this and read along, this game, When They Cry Chapter 1 Onikakushi is free on GOG until there is a cure for Corona, until they have a vaccine. So if you want to read and play along, you can actually do so for free, because at GOG, they are offering the first chapter of this game until a vaccine is found. So good for them. Good for them. And I dig that. I dig that. The pickles were not salty, everybody. They had pretty light flavor to them. It would have been fine to just be honest and say they were good, but apparently I couldn't be that forthright. I'd like to ask something before that. Were you the one who pickled them, Rena? Or was it your mom? Huh? Why do you ask? Were they too salty? Her attitude completely changed as she began to panic frantically. Was it you, Rena? Or was it your mom? Which one am I killing, bitch? Why are you asking me who made them? Why? Depending on who made them, my opinion of them might change drastically. What? I mean, if you made them, I got cooties. Good God, woman! Like, what the fuck is the point of an unsalty pickle? Exactly. She counted frantically on her fingers, trying to remember the amount of salt she'd used to pickle them. It was like I was trying to tease her, but I couldn't stop myself. Guys who take pleasure in this kind of thing are probably the worst. Guys like me. Well, at least he's fucking... You know what? This is more... This guy is more conscious of himself than any Nasu protagonist ever written. John, pointing this out for your benefit. Rena nervously opened and closed her mouth over and over, trying to muster a response. It was me. Delicious, huh? Pretty good, just like the last ones. They went perfectly with the rice. Her face went bright red again. She was completely spacing out. It was truly a lot of fun to tease her. I pray that Rena never gets taken advantage of by some lowlife. Keep at it, Rena. Train until you handle it like the average person. Or so I decided for myself. Let's go. If we keep Mion waiting, we'll never hear the end of it. Seeing as she just keeps spacing out otherwise, I called Rena back to reality so we could make our way to school. The strange, easily flustered girl is Rena Ryugu. I've only known her for about a month, but I've come to realize it's not just her name that's strange. Ragu! Yep, mason jars, a pressure cooker. Should be pickling. Spicy pickled carrots are the bomb. Dude, you are not kidding. Yeah, blur filter, the VN's dev's best friend. We used Gaussian blur and oh god, what was the other one in what was the other one we used in her lullaby? I know I used Gaussian blur a lot. Shit. Mion in the house. She's so good. Mi-chan, good morning. Coming up to the next rendezvous point, we saw another person waiting for us. Noticing us, she waved. It's Mion. She's a good girl. Finally, you two are late. Usually you're the one who's late. In sharp contrast to the diligent Rena, this one marched to the beat of her own drum. She's Mion Sanazaki. For what it's worth, she's our senior and head of the class. Morning, Rena, and it's been a while, Kei-chan. How many years? I was only off 2 days. Ah ha ha ha, you don't say. You were so much cuter back then. Mion's gaze stared at my chest and then dropped straight down, focusing on the point between my legs. Why would she do that? Why is Mion ogling your wiener the first thing in the morning? These are the kind of things where I was like, oh man, I'm going to have to read this. These are words that are going to have to come out of my mouth, and I'm going to be conveying these scenes to people, and they're going to have to imagine them. I'm so sorry. So, Mion scoping out the dick? So she was saying my crotch that was cuter back then. Yo, who in chat's got a cute crotch? Let's see it. Give me a 1 in chat if you've got a cute crotch. I'm gonna put a 1. Check that. There you go. I ain't ashamed. Everybody else out here ashamed. We found the fire wifer. Ivy's more of like a 7.5 on the cute crotch factor. She was saying it was crotch was cute. Almost as much as Shion. Before you ask, just to be clear, I never actually tried to show it to her. I've got to say this legally. I actually have to put this in the document, in my narration, or the cops will come get me. I've grown quite splendidly. You'd be surprised. Oh boy, I wasn't ready for this. I wasn't ready for this. Okay. Not only is he bigger, but he has a little mustache. Shoutouts to mustaches. Being so engorged with energy every morning is quite a problem, though. I'll introduce you next time, so be sure to greet him properly. Don't say next time. Right now is just fine. How about letting the little guy get a breath of fresh morning air? Meal! Jesus Christ, she's ready for it already. I don't think I've ever heard talk so dirty you could smell it fouling up the morning air before. Mion sure does act like an old man sometimes. Gotcha. Time for the big reveal. Hope you don't regret it. As my hand reached for my fly, Rena began to ramble in a near panic. The girl literally had a stroke. What are you talking about? What are you talking about? What are you talking about? Red-faced and flustered, Rena tried to play dumb, but it was obvious she knew exactly that we were talking about my gigantic junk. How was it? Seeing the city again. Okay. Appreciate the follow. Thank you very much. How was it? Seeing the city again. Mion switched gears, dropping the dirty talk and changing the topic to something more befitting the pleasant morning. If you were offended by dick talk, the cock talk is now done. I only went to a funeral. I didn't have much time. So yeah, did you look for it? The thing I asked you for, you're not listening at all. It's probably, like, what, did she want a porno mag? Is like that what she sent him to the store for? I could see Mion doing it. I just came back from a funeral. I didn't have any time to look around in toy stores. Tisk, tisk, tisk. Toy stores and hobby shops are completely different, you know. It's really difficult to get Western stuff around here after all. She wanted the corpse. Is this about games again, Michan? Mion nodded proudly as Rena giggled. Yep, I wanted K-chan to bring me back a Westport catalog, you see. Westport is short for Western Imported Games. Using the abbreviation did make it sound pretty geeky. She is... she's a Western weeb. How's it going, Lin Wu? How's it going? I hope I'm getting that right. I hope that's not an I at the start of your name, and I'm making myself sound like... But yes, welcome. I'm just reading a game. Reading a video game that I've liked for a long time, but now I'm kind of just revisiting it and thought, hey, let's bring some pals along and read the weird video game to them. So I apologize if it's not to your liking, but yeah. We get it. So Western Imported Games. That's what she's looking for. You can just get them to send you one in the mail, can't you? Well, I guess I have to now. I'm gonna get another a game full of hot action, everybody. This game's already been full of hot action, though. This time, I'd like a game that's easy to understand. Leon is a board and card game enthusiast, and I hear she's collected quite a lot of different ones. According to Rena, Mion's room has kind of become a museum for domestic and foreign games. If there's a game you can think I'd understand, let me play too. Of course, if K-chan is up for it, I should warn you though, we're pretty tough. Just what I want. I play all sorts of games. I don't intend to lose. I wonder if I should get a fan. That's what I got. I got an air conditioner going right now because it is balls fucking hot here right now. I want to play all sorts of games. I don't intend to lose. Whoa, then let me in the group this time, I guess. Bristling with joy from head to toe, Rena looked back and forth between me and Mion. Mion gave her an affirmative wink, and her expression perked up even further. I thought boys preferred playing outside more, so I figured you wouldn't want to. Rena laughed happily. From such a friendly conversation, you wouldn't think I had moved here less than a month ago. I understood that they did all they could to make a transfer student like me feel at home. I'll have to try harder to fit in, so they won't feel like they have to try to make me feel welcome. I felt like if I acted a bit more open than I usually am, I should probably be about right for this place. Fate has cooking, Higurashi has club activities. Both are vital. Yeah, they're kind of both that same downtime, but I don't think Higurashi kind of devolves into I want to cook for 12 hours in the same way that Fate does. Because like I said, I read that first arc of Fate. Oh my god. That's a lot of eating. I read Tsukihime. Guess what? It's a lot of laying in bed and eating. Hinamizawa was a really small village. Not only was there only one school, but only one class. That class encompasses all different grades and ages. There were about 30 students at different levels, and they all study in the same class. I'm told that long ago there used to be a bigger school building and they had actual separate classes. However, it seems something happened that made it become a single class, and now it's stayed that way, out of tradition. You think they're foreshadowing there at all? Oh, that's not the button you press. I was shocked at first, but humans adapt pretty quickly. I've already gotten quite used to it. The sound of children playing started right from the morning. With such lively mood, it felt more like a kindergarten than a proper school. Not that that was a bad thing. Also, very much appreciate the bits, Tengu. Apologies I didn't get to that sooner. Didn't see it pop in real quick. Sorry about that. Mion, who had been walking in front of us up until then, suddenly let me take the lead. Right in front of the classroom door, so I was meant to slide the door open and enter the room first. Too bad, I wasn't gonna fall for that again. To think you'd give up the lead here. You meant for this to be the test. You meant for this to be the first test of my skill. And Mion chuckled with a haughty smirk on her face. What is it, you guys? Step back, Rena. It's dangerous. She's here. Huh? Oh, then Satoko-chan is... Uh-oh. The brat is here. Her name is Satoko Hojo. She was a disrespectful, impudent, bossy kid. The way she talked was annoying, but it would be immature to get worked up over just that. The real problem was this. Quite the obvious trap, a blackboard eraser wedged in a door. It's too obvious, Satoko. A haughty laugh came from beyond the door. Excellent, Kei-chan. I guess that means you win this round. No, this is Satoko we're talking about. I doubt this is it. After falling for such intricate traps since the day I transferred, I no longer let my guard down. Satoko liked to combine a variety of traps that were simply there to bait you into the main one, traps that relentlessly kept coming at you like a sadistic Rube Goldberg machine. The list goes on. As well as being clever, they almost never misfire. When you least expect it, she strikes, much like the Inquisition. No escape, no time to relax. By the looks of it, this eraser is normal. No rocks or anything in it. I took a pretty heavy hit from the blackboard eraser loaded with rocks on my first day. That's a great greeting. Just, welcome to the real world, champ. Kaplunk. Enjoy your concussion. So then why don't you just open the door and let it drop? That's what it is. That's what Satoko was after, making me focus my attention upwards, so I lifted my hand to the door. There were thumbtacks stuck to the sliding door handle with tape. A frightening Jesus! A potent and terrifying trap concealed by using the blackboard eraser. An impressive combination, Satoko, but in the end, nothing more than the trivial machinations of a child. Assured of my victory, I threw the door open and stepped into the room. I felt something strange at my ankle, similar to the sensation of a jump rope catching my leg. By the time I realized she had me, hook, line, and sinker, it was already too late. I began to fall in an almost picturesque manner. Kei-chan, watch out! Kerchunk. Instinctively reaching for Mion's shrill warning, I twisted my body in midair before I landed on the floor. Ow, ow, ow. An inkstone filled to the brim was placed right where I would have landed. Jesus, this girl does not play. I shuddered imagining the situation had I landed square on it. My, what do we have here? With a boom, there was a shotgun behind the door. A fair morning to you, Keiichi-san. Aren't we a lively one this morning? Still sprawled in an awkward position, I was greeted by a mocking voice. That was a step up from your usual trap, Satoko. I'm just gonna lay here and laugh about it. My life is filled with cute girls, and if I said anything, that would endanger it. I haven't the faintest idea what you mean. You're quite unlucky this morning. You little... Ow, ow, ow. It seemed that I inadvertently sprained my back a little when I'd landed. Better than landing on that inkstone. Yeah, that would have fucking sucked, dude. A small hand gently rubbed my head. Pain, pain, go away. The small dainty hand continued to gently stroke my head. You didn't sprain your back or anything, did you? If you rub it like this, the pain disappears. This is a doctor. She is a doctor. Can confirm. I thought about asking how rubbing my head would help my back, but I didn't. It's not so much about what you actually do, it's the thought that counts. Yeah, thanks, Rika-chan. The pain's going away now. Yay, Rika-chan, good morning. Good morning to you, Rena. A good morning to all. Rika-chan greeted each of us with an adorable little bow. It was infectious. Rena, Mion, and I all bowed back. If y'all think I'm voice acting a goddamn knee paw, you can get right out of my chat. I am not doing it. Okay, I can probably be bought to do a knee paw should one appear. But there's a price on that shit. I have dignity, damn it. How many bits for a Nipa? Poncho's in. He wants to know. You're such a good kid, Rika-chan. So much better than Satoko. You're so much better than Trash Child. I glared over in her direction. Satoko was whistling while rather deliberately trying to avoid eye contact. I am a very model of a good girl. A good girl wouldn't set those nasty traps. Nothing but lies and slander. Exactly what proof? I picked up Satoko by the back of her collar. She looks like a misbehaved cat when I do this, but a cat you wouldn't be setting traps. She's much harder to deal with.
Wowee!
What are we playing? We are playing Higurashi no Naku Koroni, or When the Cicadas Cry, Higurashi When They Cry. Thank you for the 33 months. Garden of the Dead. Much appreciated. Yeah, the Wowie is my friend Revan91. If you want to, go ahead and give him a follow too. Like, he does really fun streams. He streams a lot more consistently than I do. Yeah, he's I've had this account since Twitch was known as Justin.tv. I don't know if anybody remembers that at all, but like this account was migrated from that, so I've had this account for a really, really long time. I'm just not always super consistent when streaming. Like, I stream podcasts for the most part, and things like that. We do some game stuff from time to time, but just kind of depends on the old mood. You know how it goes. Mod view is Bizarro Land. Yeah, you can switch back to normal view with just like click the gear and then just switch to non-mod settings. Oh, you didn't know this was a VN before it was an anime? Yeah, it was a VN before an anime. Alright. I'm sorry. Try saying that. If you won't say it. I cocked my index finger on my thumb, letting it tremble as I brought it closer to Sadako's forehead. I'm going to inflict child abuse upon you, little girl. I am against violence. You don't even have any proof. Just so you know, my forehead flick really hurts. It can split plywood in half. Imagine what it'll do to a little trash girl's forehead. The show's fantastic. I loved the anime, and I loved the VNs as well. So that's probably why we're here again. One of the like 7 anime you've watched. Stop! Get away from me, you beast! Don't say that in a way. People will misunderstand. A small hand tugged at the back of my shirt. She's been lonely since you were gone for 2 days. Aww. Rika-chan is just so... How can I do anything more after being told that? I gently released my grip on Sadako, who at this point was on the verge of tears. She still had her eyes clamped shut as she braced herself for the forehead flick. Can it pierce the heavens? I want. Yeah, that's a damn good question. She's crying. It doesn't bother me. I'm not crying, despite what my sprite may tell you. You mustn't cry, Satoko. Keep on fighting. Yeah, I gently petted her head. Petted the head of her prankster friend. You would never guess these two are the same age. I think Sadako could learn a thing or a million from Rika-chan. Next time, set an even more amazing trap. Wait a minute. You were literally trying to get me killed. Like, we are going to see a shotgun trap. We're going to see a shotgun trap by the end of this series. Jesus H. As she observed the scene, Rena's expression grew ecstatic as she began to swoon. How Satoko is crying. So cute. Hold on. You gotta see this face in old form. Hold on. There you go. I think that face is actually a little cuter in the old style, honestly. Also, I have like these little figurines that are they're officially made and they were modeled off of these older sprites. They're really good. They have detachable heads and everything. I gave Rhett one. I don't know if I ever gave John one. Because I got a pack of 10 of them, and they were random as to who you got, and I sent Rhett a Mion. Did I send you one, John? I can't remember. Anybody else craving moon pies? I'm craving moon pies, and I'm actually just fresh out. We'll use the updated sprites though, but I still prefer the cute face. You can't take them home, but they're so cute. You can't, no matter how cute they are. But just for a bit is fine. It's fine. Rena kept her cutesy face even as outrageous ideas spewed from her mouth. According to Mion, Rena is ridiculously weak to cute things and always tries to take them home. Object or person. Stealing is bad, but abducting people is even worse. Give it up. Then I can just look. Just looking. That should be fine, right? Right? Rena swooned over Satoko's crying for him. If a girl ever goes missing in Hinamizawa, I'll be forced to turn Rena into the authorities. Uh-oh, that's a fun choice of words to be using in this very normal story where nothing of the sort could possibly happen. Forgive me, Rena. I'll be sure to bring you care packages when they put you away. The teacher's coming. Quickly, clean everything up. Satoko, that inkstone is yours, right? Just from Mion's single statement, the entire mood of the room shifted back to normal. The inkstone was bad, but the thumbtacks stuck to the door handle were an even bigger problem. I pulled the tape off carefully, making sure not to skewer myself. Even though Satoko was the one who set it up, everyone had to pick up after her. By the time the teacher entered the room, the bedlam from before had been neatly tidied up. We made it in time! Rise, attention! Mion gave out the morning commands. And bow. And sit! Are they going to show the teacher? Because the teacher is a reference I'm sure John would love. I don't know if she got a sprite, though, until, like, the second or third game. But she's definitely someone John would probably recognize, being the type moon nerd he is. It's difficult being a teacher for all these different grades in one classroom. She has to teach something different to each one, but naturally she ends up spending all her time with the younger kids. Rena and Mion, being in the highest grade in the class, end up mostly doing self-study. They even end up helping each teach the younger kids, so it seems that they can never get to their own studies. They're actually way behind where my studies have progressed to. As a result, I'm pretty much taking over for the teacher and helping Rena and Mion with their studies. You're a pretty good teacher, Keiichi-kun. Easy to understand. Rena took a breather after finishing highlighting an important section. Teaching is making me lose confidence. It makes me aware of how shallow my understanding of the subject is. They say to teach someone something, you need to understand it backwards and forwards. So while you're teaching us, you're getting in your own practice. In contrast, the person over here is I can never say that word. I know how it sounds, but my mouth does not do that for some reason. I can say the second part. I can't say the first part at all for some reason. But I'm that way about things. For one, isn't she supposed to be in a higher grade than me? I go to say this word and it doesn't laissez-faire. Like, it doesn't sound like it's coming out right to me at all. Exactly. I'm so against unfettered capitalism, I can't say the word for it. For one, isn't she supposed to be in a higher grade than me? Look, Mion, this is for your own good. If you don't take this seriously, there'll be trouble later on. With these marks, it's not like I'm aiming to go to a prestigious school. I'll be fine as long as I pick up what I need to know for the entrance exams little at a time. Her staunch defiance was really something else. This was a different type of relaxed than somebody who had already knew what was going to be on the entrance exams. Michan, Keiichi-kun is doing the best to teach us. We need to try hard too. You're such a good and honest kid, Rena. I'll make sure you guys get accepted into a good school. What? Thanks so much. Especially you, Rena. Private lessons. Just the two of us. Yeah. There you go. Private A puff of smoke, shaped like a halo, popped out of Rena's head. Exactly what kind of private lessons is she fantasizing about that's making her turn so red? Oh, Jesus. I just pulled my earbuds out of my speaker. That was fun. I am the one that made you think that maybe libertarians aren't cool and right about everything. You'd like to hear the play-by-play about that next time. You're gross, Keiichi. Stop it. While Mion was flipping through her vocabulary flashcards, she threw out a casual question. So in the city, do you have to study this much? If you don't know at least this much, you can't get into university. So you study just to get into university? Well, yeah, basically. While knowing that this stuff won't ever come in handy in the future. Out here, you can get into university as long as your attendance is good enough. Really? Study equals entrance exams. Having that basic law of the universe so easily overturned sent me into a state of shock. That's right, there aren't really enough people around here to warrant weeding them out with an exam. If anyone can get into a university, and there's no need to be all uptight about this stuff, right? Yeah, like the text kind of, like, not knowing, like, you're kind of supposed to imply it, and I understand that with the original Japanese, there are, like, very small nuances that you can pick up on speech patterns with characters, but that stuff doesn't come along. That stuff doesn't come across very well in localizations a lot of the time. But yeah, I wish they'd kind of like done nameplates or colored the text a little bit. Okay. Well, that's true, but you should at least know stuff that's common knowledge. This old geezer thinks that instead of wasting time studying pointlessly, you should be spending your precious teen years doing more meaningful things. It was too profound a statement to simply laugh off. But since it was Mion, it probably didn't actually have that deep of a meaning. The woes of novel mode VNs. Yeah. In place of a chime, the sound of the principal waving a handbell drifted through the classroom. Kei-chan, we're done. It's our wonderful lunch time. In a complete 180 from her unmotivated state, Mion gave the commands that signaled the end of the morning period. John, check it out. We're going to get to eat in this visual novel. This is everything you came here for. How's it going, Clown Captain? Welcome. We are reading Higurashi When They Cry. It's a very good visual novel series. I don't know if you've heard of it. It is a series where good things happen to good people. And it is happy at all times. Keiichi-kun, let's have lunch. I might have been making a very troubled face. Rena smiled brightly at me. All right, let's eat. That's itadakimasu. Everybody, it's time to go itadakimasu. Let me get them itadakimasus out in chat. It's how Rhett's dad pronounces Japanese. That's the bit from the Soxcast, if anybody's curious. Itadakimasu. There you go. There seemed to be different cliques, even within the class. Most of them were divided by gender and age, but our group was different. Our ages were different, and we were both boys and girls, but we weren't reserved around each other. The level of openness makes a transfer student like me pretty happy. Rena and Mion pushed their desks together so they were facing each other. At the same time, Satoko and Rika-chan were slowly tugging their desks over as well. Keiichi-kun, hurry! Rena waved her chopsticks around in an unrefined manner, trying to hurry me along. Unless everyone was together, they wouldn't even open their lunchboxes. Such good kids. Keiichi-san's lunchbox is most assuredly filled with nothing but bread crust like some sort of destitute plebeian. God damn, just going all in already. This little garbage child. Why don't you just show it to us? Come on now. Even though Satoko was hurling insults at me, she still wouldn't open the lid to her lunchbox until I was there. I can see, interesting, kind of like Non Biori. but mean. I pulled out my lunchbox swiftly and dragged my chair over to join the circle. Hey, sorry to keep you waiting. Well then, Representative Me, please give the signal to start. At first, this was kind of embarrassing, but I got used to it pretty fast. At this point, I probably wouldn't even open my own lunchbox if somebody else was too slow. Our ages and genders may have all been different, but we were all friends. See, that's not mean. We're all nice. Eat a Dakamas! The sound of our little 5-bar course echoed beautifully throughout the classroom. Really though, I've gotten pretty used to this group made up of all girls. Yeah, it's probably not that hard, like when like 4 girls literally just want to be your best friend, like out of the blue. It's probably not that bad of a situation as you've been making it out to be, Keiichi. Just saying. Really though, I've gotten pretty used to this group made up of all girls. Of course, there are other boys in the class, but of course there are other boys in the class, but they were a lot younger, so they were scared to approach me, and they don't have sprites, so I can't really have meaningful interactions with them. Well, that's to be expected. Younger boys just see older boys as scary. Compare that to girls, well, at least these girls aren't picky. These girls aren't picky, they chose me as a friend. The other boys are not important at all. I'm the only you are the only boy that matters. This game takes place from Poncho Smith's perspective. We all put aside our dishes in the middle where everybody was free to pick at them. I thought girls would mind sharing a meal with the guys, so I was a bit flustered joining. However, Mion noticed that and teased me quite a bit. As the fruit of my efforts, I can now reach over and take sides from anybody's lunch. That's how you know you're friends. If like somebody like gets their paws anywhere near anything that I have ordered at a restaurant, you're not getting that hand back. My, isn't Sir Keiichi's lunch extravagant today? My, isn't Madame Satoko's lunch extravagant as well? The stewed stuff has a nice look to it, rather trendy. Buying into the fight, Satoko was starting her chopsticks, locked in a cross counter, stabbing into each other's lunch. My, how delicious. Oh, this taro is good. The stewed stuff is good too, even cold. After seeing my happy face, Rika-chan's expression broke into a little smile. I saved some from dinner last night. By the way, Satoko and Rika-chan lunches are always the same. It seems that Rika-chan makes it for both of them every day. Rika-chan made this too. These taste just like Mom's home cooking. I was honestly impressed. The carrot rosettes weren't from mold. They were done by hand with a knife. That's not easy to do. As somebody who's tried to make very cute decorations out of food, yeah, you can't cut food and make it pretty unless you're real good. We can't see the food in the top left. There's food right up there. Detailed food descriptions. I guess Rika-chan's just good at this sort of thing. She's really good at sewing, laundry, and stuff like that. She's literally the ideal housewife at the age of 8. Amazing, right? Amazing! Rika is quite exceptional in many ways. Oh ho 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 ho. That's nothing for you to boast about. Rena's actually better at cooking than I am. Huh? Well, you know. It seemed the topic of conversation switched to Rena when she wasn't expecting it, making her blush and trip over her words. Rena's lunch really was the star of the table. Not only did it look good, it tasted good. Everyone else pulled from Rena's lunchbox constantly. The poor girl literally starved every day. Look at her, she's a twig. Look at that, she's a twig. I fooling. Everyone liked this one so much before, so I made a lot this time. It's good, I hope. It's got high marks from me. Ah, Mion, you're talking too much. You're taking too much. Knocking Mion's chopsticks aside, I reached out, trying to secure my portion. Satoko and Rika-chan reached over at the same time. The struggle ensued. She got no bone. No bone at all. Everyone shoveled in mouthful after mouthful while praising it, and Rena's lunchbox was soon empty. Jesus! I feel sorry for this poor girl. It's kind of bad. No one thought to leave any for Rena. Jesus! People are terrible. Maybe like somebody will get mad and murder somebody because this is just uncalled for. Raccoon-esque kids. But Rena seemed rather satisfied as she looked on. How did you like it? Isn't Rena-san an extremely good cook too? Quite different from Keiichi-san. I said that's nothing for you to boast about. You're not much different from Kei-chan, Satoko. Can you tell the difference between broccoli and cauliflower yet? That's actually a thing. She can't tell the difference. Satoko's face went pale. Hey, even I can tell the difference between broccoli and cauliflower, you know. Of course I can. I really can. It's really hard for her to lie. Yeah, like, it's like a weird running joke, but a thing that comes back in, like, so many ways. Keiichi-kun both taste good when they're boiled and topped with mayo, right? You shouldn't be picking on her, Mi-chan, too. Rena hurriedly tried to follow up, but Mion laughed haughtily as she drew closer to Satoko. Well, just pretend it's a little home ec lesson. Now then, Satoko, what's this? Mion lifted up her chopstick. Between them was a piece of green stuff wrapped in bacon. But that's asparagus. Y'all want some asparagus? Mion made eye contact with me within 0.3 seconds. I had Rika-chan's mouth covered. Holding a piece of bacon wrapped asparagus, giving her two choices, she's pretty terrible. Well, the yellow one is cauliflower. No, wait, the green one is cauliflower. So which? Probably the yellow one is broccoli and the blue one is cauliflower, but the green one is, did you really know which? How about you just give up? I'd expect no less from the class representative, the oldest. The way she drives people into a corner then shows how much experience she has. She's just being a bully because the child has a fucking, she's fucking colorblind. This is just a hunch, but being brought into the Sonozaki household must have been quite the ordeal. I do know, I really do. Then answer the question. I know. She really broke down and started crying. When she acts like this, she actually starts to seem her age. Oh no, it's cute. Rena entered her state of euphoria as Satoko bawled her eyes out. Rena was in a state of bliss as she rubbed her cheek against Satoko's head and smothered her. A really very content face. One that wouldn't care if the world ended right then. It was just that kind of smile. Rena, Mimi is picking on me. Wah! Cute. It's okay, Rena One-chan will make sure all of these bad people who tease my little sister. Oh no! She's gonna, oh yeah, she literally just beats the shit out of everybody, doesn't she? What was that just now? Both of Rena's fists shot out at supersonic speed, striking Mion and me squarely in their faces. Before we knew it, Mion and I were sprawled spread eagle on the floor, staring up at the ceiling and with matching welts on our faces. This is the first time you've gotten one, right? Today, she went easy on us. Easy? You mean there's something harder than this? With that, Mion and I both slumped our heads back into the floor in unison. From now on, I will be careful when I'm within striking distance of Rena. Just straight up bust people's fucking heads. This girl don't care. She's a Streets of Rage character. See, Satoko-chan, I took care of them. I want to take you home. Making sure Rena couldn't see it, Satoko stuck her tongue out at us. Damn it all, using Rena like a puppet. Rika-chan massaged our bruises without saying a word. Terrible, this garbage child. Throw this child into a dumpster. Yeah, beware of the nice ones. Beware the ones that turn into a whirling dervish of fists when cute things are involved. No matter what the day held, the last school bell always came too soon. Our shadows stretched off into the distance. Hey Keiichi-kun, tomorrow, do you have plans or anything? Huh? It was such a direct question from Rena, I inadvertently blushed. Oh my. If it was a date, then would you do it more subtly? Rena saw me lost for words and realized that I'd misunderstood and turned red as well. No, I didn't mean it like that, you see. So apparently that wasn't what she meant. But since it's always fun when Rena's in a panic, I went along with it a little. Oh really? So it wasn't meant that way. Huh? Playing it up, I slumped my shoulders, feigning dejection. Keiichi-kun, why are you so disappointed? Why? Me-chan? Oh, she's having a ball. Unable to hold it any longer, Mion slapped me on the back. I see, this old geezer never knew you could push her buttons like that. Wah ha ha ha! She's Wario, by the way. Weon. I'm so fucking funny. The old geezer is perfect. What is it? Mion was rolling on the floor, clutching her stomach while Rena flailed around, completely bewildered. Wah! I couldn't help but start laughing as well, feeling just a bit guilty. I ruffled Rena's hair. Kidding, sorry, it was a joke. That was my fault. She really is a cute one. A joke. Since when? About halfway through. Halfway? So, Kei-chan, that means you weren't acting when you blushed at the start. Huh? That means... It was only a momentary lapse, but there was no way Mion would let such a delectable detail slip by her. Well, you see, saying anything more would also be a bad idea. In my bewildered state, I slipped further into an unfavorable position. After that, Mion continued to tease me about it for a while. Weon. I'm a genius. I'm so fucking funny. God, it's a gift, I swear to Christ. So why are you asking me if I'm free tomorrow, Rena? What were we talking about? It's been so long that Rena had forgotten. That's how long Mion had teased me. It's just, Kei-chan, you probably can't find your way around Hinamizawa by yourself yet, can you? That was true. I hate to say it, but if you blindfolded me and spun me around 3 times like we're playing pin the tail on the donkey, I wouldn't be able to tell up from down here. I think that has more to do with equilibrium than it does being familiar with a place, but you know. Trying to think about the anime, didn't remember it, but there was a parody where they pretended... Oh, yeah. Shit. Casey and Friends. That was the weird the funny little 4 kids dub they did. Yeah, that's probably still on YouTube, I bet. Casey and Friends. Because they're gonna have a fiesta! Okay. Yeah, I don't think I know how to get anywhere besides back and forth from school. Yes. You see, tomorrow we're thinking that Mi-chan and I could escort you through Hinamizawa and show you around. That would be a godsend. Frankly, I was happy about the offer. You'll come, of course, right? If I'm free. You're being invited by a girl, you know. If I'm free. You're probably free anyway. If I'm free. This is literally John Thayer now. I was being stubborn so as to not give a clear yes or no. Even though I thought it was a godsend, I'm too much of a scamp to say so up front. Dude, you don't get to call yourself a scamp. That is not something you call yourself. If somebody calls themselves a scamp, they're one conceited motherfucker. Like, you don't get to do that. And you don't call yourself a scamp. Don't do that. Keiichi-kun, are you not free, perhaps? While Mion and I had our rather sour back and forth, Rena peeked over at me hesitantly. Figuring I'd been a bit too rough on her, I just gave in. Sorry, forgive me, I apologize. I'm free. That's John in my DMs at 10 p.m. later after being a dick. Yeah, gee, I'm sorry. Great. The trepidation disappeared from Rena's face as it blossomed into a smile. Hey now, it seems like there's quite a difference between how you are to me compared to Rena, isn't there? It seems Mion didn't care for how rude I was to her compared to how quickly I agreed with Rena. But her being annoyed was very interesting. So I pushed Rena forward, speeding up our pace to leave Mion behind. Let's go, Rena. Maybe it should just be the 2 of us tomorrow. Leave grumpy old Mion behind. Damn. Oh my god, John. If I cared more, I would purge you from chat at this very moment, just because it'd be funny. Whoa, if Keiichi-kun is okay with that, then I'm the one who came up with the idea to take him around. Don't ignore me, Keiichi Maibara. Oh, well, there you go. No, not 600 seconds. Who the fuck did that? No, come on. There. You're unbanned, John. That's like the hard ban. I'll show you here. Like slash game 1. Like that, or do it the normal backslash. That'll do like a quick 1-second purge. Yeah, they're immortalized in the video. Don't ignore me, Keiichi Maibara. It'd be great if the two of us could go on a picnic together. Should we bring a basket, Rena? If we're bringing a basket, I'll make all the food, maybe. Don't you ignore me too, Rena. I'll tell everyone that you two disappeared into the hotel district together. Damn! This girl be jealous. Oh, shit. Well then, I'm going home right now to start making it. Tomorrow is going to be fun. Later, Keiichi-kun, Michan. Bye. Rena bounded off like she was walking on the moon. After the dust settled, all that was left was me standing next to Mion, sprawled out on the ground. There was a welt on my face. Are you alright? Was there ever 2 meters between you guys? Since you came, they've become sharper. This old geezer's body can't handle it. Maybe it'd be easier if you stopped saying stuff that makes Rena want to hit you. Or else this will end up being Mion's slapstick comedy hour. If that happened, the results might be fatal. Fatal results? Not in this game. Not in this game. Don't feel bad, Mion. You're probably the only one who can dodge her jabs. I felt like it was her knee, though. Could it be that we were hanging around with an unrivaled martial arts master? Maybe someday we'll see her debut in an extreme contact sport. You can't lose to Rena. You need to train up and have a rematch. Kei-chan, you should... This old geezer will root for you. Mion and I reaffirmed our determination to discover a way to counter Rena's infallible technique. You have received new tips. We're a mixed grade. We don't have a uniform. We're going to save right there. Look at that. That's a hard save right there, buddy. That black background and everything. I don't know. Do we want to read tips? Or do we want to just go for it and save tips until the end? Hard save in action. You right. You damn right. Read tips. John Thayer is voting read tips. Okay. All right. Tips. All right. I tell you what. I'm going to go. I'm going to stretch out a bit. 5-7 minutes or so. I've been sitting here for a while. Kind of want to stretch myself out. Relax a little bit. And I'll be right back. And we will pick right back up. And we'll start some tips, and then we'll do the next chapter. How's that feel? Tips are just kind of like little asides that the author did to kind of make little things in the world make a little more sense. It's kind of just like background information and the like. Yeah. I'll be back like 5-7-ish minutes. And be right back. If I was a better streamer, I'd have better rewards for those, but yeah. I need to do something a little more with those, because I know people got them piling up, and I'm just like, oh, here's a dumb emote. My emotes are shitty, here they are. Okay, where were we at? We were going to look at tips. I like tips. Tips are good. Some steak tips. All up in your grill. So let's see. Your tips. All right. So this is the tips. It's like when you unlock tips, they go in the tips menu. You got a lot of PP. So much PP. Thank you for the 1 bit while I was taking a break. Also a Doom shotgun. Much appreciated. Apologies, I wasn't there to get that for you, but much appreciated. So we're going to take a look at these short little scenes here in the tips. This is we're a mixed grade, and we don't have uniforms. So we're going to get a little extra story. Steak tips and age. I know. I've not had them in ages myself, and now I'm just like, man, I know what I want. But I'm probably not going to be able to get it right now. Because, man, everything's so fucked. They're very easy to eat. Alright, so we are a mixed grade. So, Rena, we're the same age. Yes, that's right. We're the same zodiac animal, too. Hey, now, it would be weird if we were the same age, but not the same zodiac animal. That's not true. If your birthday isn't the same, then you can have different animals even if you're the same age. Huh? Oh, I see. Mion, you're pretty smart. What month were you born, by the way, Cage-kun? I'm July. Rena smirked and puffed with pride. Hey now, what's the meaning of this? Rena's birthday is July 7th. She's not planning on being all high and mighty if her birthday was a wee bit sooner than mine, is she? Don't even. It's impossible to challenge me by a birthday. I wouldn't even mind if you bet a dollar per month. Huh? Why? Rena panicked at suddenly being challenged to a wager. Given how panicked she is, I'm certain she doesn't have much allowance left for the month. But it's just sending her into a panic about something as simple as a birthday is so fun I can't help myself. So that means you were born in April, Kei-chan. Right on. Too bad, Rena. I'm already far older than Rena. Rip. Oh, I see. Then you're the same age as me, Chan. Well, it's just a few months. That gap will open up soon enough. Leon snickered through her nose. Hey now, that's not something you get to be all high and mighty about. As if I'm one to talk, though. Now that you mention it, you're in a higher grade, right, Mion? If you're into underclassmen, then I can be an underclassman from now on. Jeez, just putting it out there. Mi-chan, you're not making any sense to me. Just by seeing Rena's blushing face, you could tell she knew exactly what you meant by it, though. The things that turn in this girl's head, she's seen and thought it all already. It's an elaborate ruse. Satoko and Rika-chan are underclassmen. Their grade is so different that they should be in a different school, shouldn't they? Keiichi-kun, your tastes are a bit too young, I think. Yo, stop. You're not making any sense yourself, Rena. I'll just grab under her head and scruff it up a bit. I'll grab her head and just shake it around, get the dishwater going. Clean that shit right out. Stop it! I wondered about it before, yeah. I was wondering why that school has different school years all mixed up. There aren't enough classrooms. Can't help it. This building is being rented from the forestry services, after all. When she says it like that, it makes sense. I've thought our school was strange for a while now. The schoolyard is gravel. The rooms that aren't for classes, there's some strange sort of construction machinery parked there. Why is it being borrowed? What happened to the real school? There was one here forever from before the war. It got dilapidated. They closed it down. It probably was a grand old schoolhouse. Well, because of that, the students would have to attend a school in the city. That's pretty far, though, you know. Which school would that be? Did you know that there's a school if you pass by the Okinomiya train station, turn right at the hospital, and head towards the pediatrics department? What? So far? I couldn't tell where that was by location, but I understood it was pretty far from Rena's reaction. Well, that's why. The guys that didn't want to commute to Okinomiya rented out the building for the forestry services and are attending the pseudo school house here. About half the children in Hinamizawa go here. There are quite a lot of kids that come from here on a bike. Well, since they're attending this really messed up school, it might be pretty hard for them to get into higher education. That's not true, Michan. If you study properly, you can go anywhere you want. Yeah, that's right. That's right. I totally agree with Rena on this one. Yeah, that's right. That's right. Let's try our best. All of you, try your best. This old man will be rooting for you. Not just us, you too. You shouldn't be prepared. Shouldn't you be preparing for exams, shouldn't you? Your future is bleak with grades like this. Fine, just fine. If I get stuck, then I'll just mooch off Kei-chan as he works forever. What? What do you mean by work forever? What do you mean? Hey, you're too loud. Be quiet during self-study, you freaking morons. The teacher yelled at all three. Okay, she doesn't have a sprite in this game. But yeah, she's a character from a Type Moon game. Sadako saw an intro old haughtily. I stuck out my tongue in response. It's just as Mion says, the school has nothing to do with higher education, but it makes up for that by having lots of valuable things other schools don't. Like garbage children. Right, so that's why we're in mixed grades, because, man, this place stinks. This place is a fucking dump. Alright, so we don't have uniforms. Fantastic. Let's find out why we don't have uniforms. It's only June, but it's already so hot. I could hear the Higurashi outside chirping Mimi in the night. And at night there are mosquitoes. It might as well be summer already. My only salvation was the mornings were still cool. Summer, I do declare. Summer, I do declare. Satoko was flipping her skirt languidly. That's pretty unladylike there. Even if she was a little brat, she was still a girl. Keiichi does seem quite cool with just a single button-up shirt. I'm so jealous. From how I see things, the skirt you're wearing looks like it would be much cooler. A girl like you just wouldn't understand wearing jeans during this season and how steamy the crotch gets. But dude, don't tell an 8-year-old about your crotch. I'm just saying, don't do that. It gets steamy. Oh no. Oh no! This girl has gone imagining something indecent. Rena's summer clothes have nicer, refreshing color. I feel cooler just looking at them. Thank you. They really do feel pretty cool. I do wish my summer clothes were as breezy as Rena's. This dude wants to wear a skirt so bad, and he's just letting society hold him back. Keiichi needs to just let go. Man, you have 4 friends that are girls. One of them has a skirt that'll fit you. But Satoko-chan, your summer clothes are so cute, being a one-piece and all. I'd like to wear your summer clothes, Rena. It's not gonna fit. This is actually quite stuffy, you know. I do believe what you were wearing would feel much cooler. But it would be so much more fun with cute clothes. I had a feeling that Rena and Satoko's base values were fundamentally different. Speaking of which, our school doesn't have a uniform. Yeah, it doesn't. As long as they're proper, then regular clothes are fine. So she chooses to wear a seifuku on her own. I saw those new jeans. Those new jeans look nice. Yeah, like why are the other main characters wearing skirt? Wish I was. yeah, right? There were quite a few students in regular clothes. There are a few wearing uniforms, but they are all the same design and rather plain. What's the uniform they're all wearing? They're all the same. How in the hell? It's a city school's uniform. It's not like there's a rule, but they're all wearing them. Speaking of which, everybody in our group is wearing a different uniform, aren't we? Did you go out of your way to get them from somewhere? Why yes, Mion-san supplied them. Michan's relative runs a secondhand clothing store. They can get school clothes from all over the country for cheap, they say. So you asked those relatives to get a bunch of unique school uniforms then? That Mion, she probably loves using her friends as dress-up dolls. That must be the strange secondhand clothing store. I get this is a secondhand clothing store, but stocking clothes from schools all over the country? That's pretty strange for a secondhand clothing store. What's the point in stocking up clothes from faraway schools when they know that they know nothing about? Yeah, I think so too. They also have used school swimsuits and PE uniforms. I'm not wearing anybody's. I'm not wearing anybody's anything where their junk's been. I don't like the idea of having used ones. Yeah, with you on that. Doesn't sound like that shop makes much money. Probably shouldn't. They probably have Mion pitch in to help so they can make a bit more. But Mion-san says it'll be a big hit and become a great store with such conviction. A secondhand clothing store that stocks several uniforms will be a big hit? I don't get it. So those are the tips that we unlocked. We're in mixed grades and why we don't have uniforms. Any questions? I think the game summed it up. Just how small, like, it's pretty small, but, like, big enough that, like, houses and things are pretty far away from each other. Like, you get a better idea from seeing the anime. Like, I think that that's something that they do in the anime a lot better than the visual novels, is that you get a better sense of the place. It looks like they actually did spend time to kind of make Hinamizawa, it's modeled after an actual, it's modeled after an actual village as well, so, yeah. I think it's something like 1,000. How does it compare to a place like Inaba? I think it's probably smaller than Inaba. Alright. So next day, we got a date. We got to go on a date. We're going to go ahead and save again, though, because we read those tips. Alright. Go. And there we go. Alright. I took it a little too easy on the morning of my day off. I was totally late. Today was the day Rena and Mion were going to show me around Hinamizawa. I love this outfit. I had this outfit made, by the way. Rena's little get up here. Had this outfit made. Have worn it to a couple cons. I really, really like that look. Rena and Mion were already waiting in this meeting place. Kei-chan, you're late. Sorry, the show I was watching last night was really interesting. Blame that. Oh, so that's your excuse for being late and keeping two girls waiting. Paulana. It is an iconic look. It's just so good. Like, of all the designs that came out of this game, I like this, and there's a character that's a lot later. She's got a sort of a military-ish uniform thingy that's really, really good. Had it made as well. Michan, you just got here yourself. This bitch. Last night's episode of A Day in the Life of was interesting, wasn't it? She was just as guilty as me. Rena was carrying a pretty heavy-looking handbag. What is that? Mion answered my unspoken question with a wink. That's right, Rena really did make a picnic, because Rena is ideal wife in this video game. Kei-chan, after you left, Rena pulled out all the stops. It's not like I forced her to do it. It was nothing. Don't worry about it, okay? She's been like this since last night, you know. Can you take some responsibility for this? All right, I am a man after all. I'll take responsibility. Huh? Responsibility for what? For what? Rena's so cute. Like, her design's really, really good. And I still see why people would like Mion, too. Because, like, there's a lot of energy there. But I can see how Rena would be more your ideal now. Because she's got an energy that I feel that you kind of, yeah, it's an energy that kind of you gel with more, I think, now. I call it ideal wifey energy. I mean, I feel that, like, characters like Sakura gives that off. So, as we both turned around to look at Rena, our gazes drifted downwards to the massive handbag she was carrying. Nice wife energy. That's why Justice is my wifey from Helltaker, because she's just so nice. She's so nice and supportive. It didn't seem logically feasible that it'd be entirely filled with lunchboxes, except this was Rena we were talking about here. About 2 kilos, I guess. Jesus. When Rena was picking it up, I could see she was struggling a bit. I say 5. You're exaggerating. Keiichi-kun is a boy, after all. I thought he could probably eat a lot, so I made a lot, okay? Let's get going. Heave-ho! Just from the way she was lifting it up, I couldn't believe the only things in there were lunchboxes. Correction, I say 5 kilos, too. I'll help out, but all of it needs to be eaten. I won't forgive you if you make Rena sad, got it? The only thing I could do at the moment was exercise a bit to make myself hungrier. Having finished the pleasantries, we began our leisurely stroll, a carefree walk bathed in the gentle morning sunlight. I couldn't have even imagined something so wholesome existed during my time in the city. This is where the boonies, after all. No slovenly desk jockeys trudging to work on weekends out here. It really was a nice place, peaceful and quiet. As sparsely populated as the village was, you could still run into people just by walking around. Ah, good day, good day! Oh, you would be. Maibara-kun, I believe. The 2 companions exchanged greetings with everybody we ran across. All of these passerby even knew my name. When did I become this famous? We passed 3 people, and all 3 of them knew me. I started to feel a bit paranoid. It's just a bit sad to say. Everyone knows everyone, since there are so few people here in Hinamizawa. So that means the unfamiliar face walks by, they automatically assume it's that Maibara fella who just moved here. Yeah, that's how it works out. I was in a process of elimination that you could only pull off in a place like this, but it was quite effective. From now on, I'd better make sure to maintain a good reputation. He's gonna do that, people. Keiichi gonna have rock solid reputation, I guarantee it. The day I'm discovered accidentally gawking at a dirty magazine at a bookstore, I can expect all the villagers to be labeling me as a lech by the next day. Hinamizawa is not to be trifled with. There's one you can screen cap. That's not the end of this nightmare. Of course I know them. The first person we met was old man Takezo from Makino's bike shop. His hobbies are bonsai and playing the flute. Next, we met the grocer's second son, Daisuke-kun. His hobby is sharpshooting, and he hopes to be an ace sniper in the future. And the person we met is Mio-san, the nurse from the clinic. Her hobbies are birdwatching and photography. She's very wholesome. You know the names of everyone we pass by, and even their profiles. Seeing my surprise, Mion and Rena exchanged looks and burst into laughter. Well, yeah, we're not like the city where people hardly know their neighbors. Then let's try it out. Whoa, hello? That skipped really fast. Okay. Where people hardly know. Then let's try it out. You two there. Who am I? Okay, that. You're Keiichi Maibara. You say some mean things, but you're actually kind of a shy person. It's been 3 weeks since you transferred here. Your hobby is taking afternoon naps. Lately, you switched over to wearing boxers, didn't you? That's enough. That's enough. You don't even know the names of people that live across the hall from you? I've been in that situation before. Sometimes it's just best not to know. Boxers? Enough! Apparently there's absolutely nothing you can keep hidden here. Hinamizawa is not a place to be trifled with. That is a strong hobby. It's a very relatable hobby, I think. This feels more like you guys are showing me off rather than showing me around. That's right. We're parading around like this after all. Don't you all think so too? The Kei-chan is fitting right in here in Hinamizawa. The population in Hinamizawa is shrinking, so the villagers welcome anybody who's new here. I thought about brushing it off with something to the effect of, "You're kidding me," but I held back. Had I never greeted someone who had just moved into the city like this before? Thinking about that made me believe what they said wasn't a joke at all. We passed another person. Of course, they were called out to again by the same way. Oh my, good day. It's wonderful seeing you getting along. This lady here is Fujishima-san. Good day. Oh my, Meibara-kun. How wonderful for you, having a lovely girl on each arm. How are you? Getting used to life here? Instead of regurgitating a prepared response like I would have in the city, I responded with an emphatic nod. The old woman chuckled, voicing her appreciation of how energetic I was. Good! As I looked back over Rena and Mion, they gave me a wink. So now then, about time we have lunch, maybe? Rena's brilliant smile signaled the approach of the event that both Mion and I were trying to forget. We both looked at each other. I'm a man, I'll do what I can, but it's just too much. It's fine, Kei-chan, leave it to this old man. Mion has never seemed more reliable as she does right now. I'd expect no less from the class representative. Rena, if we're going to eat, we might as well go somewhere with a good view. Yes, good idea, I agree. Rena nodded her head happily in response to Mion's proposal. Cresting the top of the stone stairway, a shrine drawn straight out of my imagination appeared before us. It had worn down a bit through the years, but the fallen leaves had swept up, giving it a tidy feeling. There it is, the Furude Shrine. This is probably the place with the best view around. This place, be sure to remember it. It's a good place. A lot of good things happen in and around and because of Furude Shrine. Be sure to remember it. On our next break, a festival will be held here. Isn't it a bit too early in the season for a festival? The Watanagashi isn't a summer festival. Long ago, it used to be a celebration of the end of winter. I was embarrassed for assuming that festivals had to be held in the summer. Now then, spread out the lunch boxes, and there. Various colored lunch boxes were placed one after another on top of the plastic sheet. It sure did smell delicious. It was Rena's home cooking. It went without saying that it would be delicious. But is it even possible to finish all of this? Hey, Mion, it'll take more than just a good view to get all of this down, you know. Oh, well, there you go. Good afternoon. Hello, polite child and trash child. Good afternoon. It was Rika-chan and Satoko. Why were they here? Mion grinned over at me. I see. This was her secret plan, to power in numbers. You have my thanks, Mion. Following her up while all the pieces are in place is my specialty. Angle and devil. We just had to come since there was such commotion. What is the meaning of this? Take a look. It's time for lunch, buffet style. A handmade gourmet meal by Rena. I can see that much. Why have you laid out a trap on our property? Well, I laid out a tarp on our property. The temple is public grounds. It's not yours. Keiichi is right. This is everyone's property. Wow, Rika-chan's such a good girl. Have a seat. Eat with us. Let the trash child starve. After opening up a spot for Rika-chan, I promptly turned my back on Satoko. Oh, that could be very weird. Yeah, definitely. Hold on one second. Where's my spot? No spot for you and nothing for you to eat. Go back to your home, trash child. I'm sure there's much discarded rubbish for you to narf on. Don't worry, there's some for you to... No, Rena, you're ruining it. Nope, I'll eat all hers. Fuck it. I will not allow that. Here, chopsticks. Both Satoko and I leapt at the boxes, having it out with each other. Nope. Man, really, Kei-chan, you're really good at leading people on. You might have a talent for this. Have a plate. One for me, Chan, and Rika-chan, too. Rena whipped out pairs of chopsticks and paper plates. If we don't hurry, it'll all be eaten up. That's right. Okay, shall we commence this battle? This battle over the foodening. Please eat a lot. There's enough for everyone, Rena said as she opened the thermos. Just then I realized that lunch was made under the assumption that 5 people would be eating. Yeah, you dingus. It didn't change how much there was, but the implication behind it was different. I will not allow you to have this hamburger. That's me right there. That's literally me. Using your elbows against the rules, Satoko. Grabbing the back of my collar is also against the rules. It was a tough battle blocking with her full momentum, and an elbow in the opening move. Satoko appeared to have an upper hand, but the difference in our proficiency was Chopstick proved to be fatal and gave me the upper hand. Ah, the last meatball! Satoko Hojo has been bested. Nom! Get nommed on, bitch! The rules! Satoko and I amicably began choking at the same time, falling backwards and spasming. Rika-chan patted me on the head to clear it, even though it was actually stuck in my throat. Rika is a good doctor, everybody. See? Insert scantily clad Nisa, there you go. Seeing that made Rena blush and breathe heavily in excitement. It was almost like flowers were floating around her. Neon advised Rena to refrain from saying anything that could get her locked up. This is how our meals usually go. I do anything in my power just so things could stay like this. And why would it change? Why would anything change? The intense battle calmed. And finally everyone reached a point where they could begin talking. Like normal people. Receiving tea from the thermos, I let out a small sigh. I do wonder why there are so few words in Japanese to praise how something tastes. Isn't it because the idea of togetherness during a meal didn't begin until the modern era? It seems that long ago, people ate in silence. It must have made the people preparing the food a bit sad, don't you think? It's probably because back then people were busy even while eating and didn't have time to compliment the flavor. That's just you. But you know, just hearing that it's good makes me happy. That's my that my effort was worth it, I mean. She blushed a little as she said that. It was delicious. With absolutely perfect timing, Rika-chan struck Rena directly with praise. She looked straight through her in an expression of bewitching innocence. Oh no. Oh god, she sproinged. You know shit's about to go down when somebody sproings. You don't fuck around when the sproinging starts. After Rena uttered an unintelligible noise, a ring of smoke rose from her head with an audible poof. Oh no. You're gonna take her home again? No, I mean, thank you. It was really delicious. Rena flushed with excitement, embracing Rika-chan and rubbing her cheek against her so hard you could hear it. To reward Rika-chan for her praise, ta-da! These are special. 2 apple rabbits. After sticking toothpicks into them, she thrust them toward Rika-chan. After Rika-chan accepted them, the mood suddenly shifted in a bizarre way. What is it, Satoko? What's with that defiant look? Has everyone prepared proper praise to receive apples from Renaissance? Don't push yourself. What kind of praise can you think up with your weak vocab? Well then, allow me to show you. Allow me to speak the land of my native trash people. After Satoko flashed me on a defiant look, she changed the tone of her voice suddenly. Hey! So, Rena One-chan's lunch. Satoko thought it was yummy too. Very good, you nailed it. Nailed it. Knocked it out of the park. Satoko looked up at her peltily while talking cutesy. What? How is that praise? That's not even persuasion by tears. That's persuasion by cuteness, isn't it? This is Rena Limited's special skill. Yeah. She blushed and her head spun, waving around in circles. Don't fall for it, Rena! Of course, that was like asking the impossible. Rena glumped. Oh, I hate that word, glump. Anybody else just think that word doesn't sound as fun and innocent as you think it does? Glomp sounds like look, man, you ejaculated on someone. That's what it sounds like, okay? It sounds gross. I always hated that word. Take a glump. It began rubbing your cheek against her. Satoko is so cute. Take you home. Swish. Stab. Push. Satoko was also presented with apple rabbits. After stuffing them into her mouth, she looked over at Neon and me again with that defiant gaze. It took only 5 seconds to take down Rena. That's unfair to think she had such a trick. If it upsets you so much, why not reward Rena-san with some praise? Damn it. This was a dirty trick. First of all, that wasn't even praise. Satoko, you think you've won that with that, do you? How about I show you guys something much better than your superficial gimmicks? That sounds great, Neon. What kind of trick is it? K-chan is going to be the one who does it. Uh-oh. Oh my, what are you doing? Why don't I have you show me then? The writhing of an old maid. The plan of attack she suggested was wicked, but it was the only thing we had to beat Satoko. After sipping my tea, I started talking. Very naturally and calmly. Perfectly. It is really good, isn't it? This is all freshly made, right? No, actually almost all of it was frozen stuff. Then which ones did you make fresh? Well, it's embarrassing, do I really have to say? From the synergy of boy plus handmade lunchbox, her expression had melted into euphoria. I already know this one, right? Rena turned an even deeper shade of red as the words, I can't believe it, practically written on her face. How can I tell? How can you tell how that I made it? Of course, Neon had told me beforehand. It's been perfect so far. After acting like I was shy, I waited a beat. Next would be the finisher.
It has your smell. It has your smell, Rena. Your smell. It's your scent. I can smell you. You smell good. You smell pretty. You smell pretty.
Oh boy! Oh god, the dick joke was enough, but now it's like, look where we're at now. Look where we're at now. It has your smell. Silence enveloped the area. Rena, face still completely red, froze solid. With a small yelp, Satoko blushed. Of course I did too. I sure would like to try one of Rena's handmade apple rabbits or something. Even if this was all because I was competing against Satoko, I felt like I had crossed the line by a good 9 yards, I think. Then, at that moment, whoosh. It was a Tupperware container filled with rabbits. This lady has just handcrafted 722 apple rabbits in a span. It only took me having to sniff her. 2 chapters in, and it's only downhill from here. There's plenty for you. Thank you for the 300 bits, John. I can only assume that those are a reward for me being the funniest person alive. Please eat some, Keiichi-kun. There's plenty for you. Instantly, dozens of apples were shoved into my mouth, knocking me over. Okay, say ah, Keiichi-kun. My head was forcibly laid upon her lap, and even more apples were shoved into my mouth while she was squealing. One apple after another was forced into my mouth. More and more apples. How about apple? How about them apples, Satoko? Looks like we win. You finally figured out how giving bits works. Good job, John. This is your good deed for the day. Kei-chan, that was a beautiful sacrifice. How's that, Satoko? It's just your complete victory, isn't it? I can't believe it. Such trickery. It doesn't bother me at all. Satoko ground her teeth, mortified. We did it! I claimed victory as my consciousness drifted slowly away from me. At the time, Rena stopped her squealing as she suddenly realized something. Rika-chan, you're not eating. Did the salt water make it too strong? Maybe? Looking over, Rika-chan had pulled a toothpick out from the apple rabbit, placed it into her cupped hands, and seemed to be at a loss for what to do. Poor Mr. Rabbit. I feel sorry for him. I want to save him. Y'all done lost. That was the sound of blood spurting from Rena's nose. Lord, tonight I will take you home. She shook sporadically, her head wobbling back and forth. Then, coming back to her senses, she took all of the apples around me, gathered them up with a flip. Man, that is not an easy word to say. And fixed them back up on a plate. Now they're all just fine, okay? See here, I'll give them to you, Rika-chan, okay? Rika-chan raised up Satoko's hand like a referee after having a plate of rabbits shoved into her. She whispered, "This is our victory." You cunt. What? A comeback! I just don't care anymore. Thus, my sacrifice ended up being in vain. Robert Flip. Good shit. This stuff I feel lands more when it's in animated form, but props to you for trying. That stuff's hard to make interesting. Hopefully we made it through without a lot of too much embarrassment. It was a fun-filled, crazy day, but as soon as the sun began to set, the end of the day really did come quickly. It's still cute. Yeah, it's still cute. Later, Rena and Kei-chan, see you tomorrow. Thanks for today, Mion. I had a good time. We had a good time. It was great. See you tomorrow. Satoko and Rika-chan went home as well. We parted ways with Mion, and it ended with just Rena and myself enjoying the evening air on our way home. Thanks for coming today, Keiichi-kun. Was it fun? Yeah, lots of fun. Almost feels like a waste to go home now. Then, well, would you mind taking a little detour? Maybe?
A detour? Well, she does smell good, right? You gonna want to go to a detour? You want to go to a detour? She smells good.
A detour. Is it far? It's a bit of a walk, but it won't take long. Moral choices time. Since we've been walking around all day, I must have seemed a bit tired. Not feeling like teasing Rena, I quietly nodded. Traversing a small path up a small hill, the land suddenly stretched out before us. At least they didn't go with the dreaded "you smell like girl shampoo." Alright, traversing a small path and up a small hill, the land suddenly stretched out before us. Stop it. There, what looked like the remains of a dilapidated construction site came into view. A large heap of garbage spread out off towards the swamp. Probably illegal dumping, I recalled being in the newspaper. Timote. I'm rubbing my hair, you just can't see it. It doesn't really work without the visual. It's been quite a while. I wonder what's here. When you say it's been a while, you mean the business you had here was with this garbage pile? It's not garbage. To me, it's a pile of treasure. Rena had already entered this well-known cute mode of hers. So that meant there was something cute here. Whoa, a new pile! I can't wait. That's what Poncho says every time a new episode of the Final Fantasy VII remake comes out. Yay, a new pile! Can't wait. She bounded up the unstable slope. I'd expect no less from a born and bred country girl. Hey, wait, I'm coming too. Whoa. My city race self was completely pitiful. It's all right. Just stay there, Keiichi-kun. It won't take long. Rena kindly declined my accompaniment. Don't fall. Watch your step. I'm fine. This is nothing at all. Literally bounding up the heap of trash, Rena disappeared over the other side. Didn't like being left behind, but I was still pretty tired from the whole day, so I just ended up watching. Without the lively Rena around, the surrounding area quickly fell into silence. She does have her own vocabulary, so I could easily see her being a y'all and yeehaw kind of gal. The cry of the Higurashi gently cooled the air. Fairly exhausted, I began to feel a little sleepy. Just then, the sudden noise of scattering of pebbles alerted me to somebody's presence. Startled, I turned around. It's Muscle Boy! Hey there! Hey there, handsome. How you doing? I don't remember his sprite in the old games. Hold on. We gotta take a look. Oh yeah, that's oh boy. That's rough. That's a little rough. There's so many gradients, it's real good. Let's just drink that in a little bit. Let's get a load of them easy made gradients. That's easy. That is shading for winners right there. Are photographers usually that ripped? I mean, I don't see why not. I mean, he probably climbed a hell of a way to be here, right? I think that new look is doing him some good, though. Standing there was a typical-looking photographer. See, there you go. He's a typical-looking photographer, Poncho. We answered the question with the pros. Standing there was a typical-looking photographer. He spied over me through his camera. You got a license for those guns? His body tanned and fit, but something about him seemed unreliable, and he had a bit of an aloof air about him. Well, it didn't seem like he was a bad guy in any case. Whoa, you surprised me. Although startled when I turned around, he overplayed his reaction. That was my line. I'm the one who's surprised here. My bad, I didn't mean to startle you. Are you from Hinamizawa? I gathered that he wasn't from the question. Unfazed by my suspicious outlook, he introduced himself without prompting. I'm Tomitake, freelance photographer. I come to Hinamizawa from time to time. I didn't ask who you were. Quite rude to photograph someone without consent, don't you think? My bad. I mainly photograph wild birds. They can't refuse, you see. Birds can't consent, man. That's fucked up. So what? You're saying I'm the same as the birds? No, well, you see, that image of a young man in the twilight was just picturesque. I apologize for trying to take your picture without asking. Adults are pretty slick. All that annoyance I felt from being startled just flew away as he buttered me up. I was jellying his big old muscly arm, waiting for his loving embrace any second from now. I had no intention of hanging around with this guy trying to get cozy with me, except it didn't seem like Rena would be back soon. This older guy, Tomitake-san, he didn't mind my cautious responses and continued rambling on by myself. Keiichi-kun, sorry to keep you waiting. I'm finished now. Rena popped her head out from one of the lower piles of garbage and waved her hand. You have someone with you? What would she be doing over there? That's what I wanted to know. Dunno, maybe she's checking on that dismembered corpse that was out there long ago. Tomitake-san looked shaken up by it for a moment. Uh-oh, I responded like I would as if I were talking with Rena and the others. It was quite a disturbing incident. I still haven't found one of the arms. Whoa. Haha, Keiichi-kun, sorry to keep you. You were waiting a while, I guess. I'd best leave you two lovebirds alone. Again, my apologies for startling you, Keiichi-kun. There's the Higurashi! Tomitake-san chortled suggestively, then disappeared into the twilight. Missing my chance to retort put me off a bit. Keiichi-kun, are you angry? Why, I wonder. It wasn't Rena's fault, so I decided to just brush it off for now. How was it? Find the treasure trove? Oh, yes. So listen, you see, there was a Colonel Sanders doll. A Colonel Sanders doll. Oh, that thing, those statues they always have out in front of the fried chicken place? The life-size dummy? Yes, Colonel Sanders. He's so cute. I want to take it home. I couldn't tell how she decides what's cute or not, but she seems to want it. It's garbage, right? No one would care if you just take it home, right? It's become the base of another pile. I can't dig it out easily. There's no lamppost over there, so it'll get dark pretty soon. Rena seemed quite down about finding treasure and not being able to bring it back. I'll help you out to repay you for the delicious picnic you prepared today. Yo, Smitty, what is up? We're reading. You know how to do that, right? I don't want to get... Yeah, I'm playing with you. Love you, Smitty. Welcome. Yeah, we were playing this game called Higurashi When They Cry. It's a bit of an older visual novel. It's one kind of like I like a lot. And they did an anime for it that was really good. And then that's how I got into the series. And then I started reading the visual novels as they were translated because they're really good. Yeah. It's a psychological horror kind of deal that's got a lot of weird anime energy in it, to it, too. You beat Light! Yo, nice! What are you playing tomorrow? There's Light, too? I didn't even know there was a second one. Did it just come out? Because I've only ever seen one on Steam. What? Wait a minute. Are you all jerking the gherkin here? Yeah, like, I only see one. Does the game just have all three of them, or... Okay, that's probably different from what I played then. Because the one I played a long time ago was only one. Okay. Weird. I very specifically remember what I was playing. God, that was a long time ago. Sorry about that. Yeah, day free. Okay, yeah. Oh, so how did you end up liking Light, though? I mean, you're obviously gonna play 2 and 3, so I mean, you probably liked it, but when I was there, you were definitely experiencing some SP problems. Yeah, normally, it seems like playism is pretty good, but maybe they're kind of being a little shady in this instance. Oh, yeah, like, it's a great setup. I love the premise of Light. It's fantastic. And, like, the art design and character design are just really, really good. Really striking. All publishers are evil to June. Dang. Hey, mostly okay. Yeah, like, I've not really heard too much bad about playism, and, like, my experience with the games that I've gotten from them have been pretty good. Oh, nice. Well, that's good. I'm glad it, like, finally clicked, because I knew when I was watching, you didn't seem to be having the best of time, and it was kind of like, I don't remember being that annoyed by those, like, well, I guess I only played the first one. But I didn't remember being all that annoyed by it, so... It's cool that it actually turned out better for you. That's awesome. Yeah, they did weird shit with Yume Nikki that was really fucked up. Sold merch before they signed the agreement and stuff. Yeah, that was really fucked up. Yeah, you blew your MP. Yeah, blowing your wad early. Typical Smitty. Alright. So, but yeah, I hope this isn't too boring for you, Smitty. This is a visual novel. I'm just reading it. And it's cute and also very violent and dark and scary at times. Don't know if that's a thing that bothers you or not, but yeah. You're laying down soon, so this will work. Cool. The grating nails on chalkboard ambiance that is my voice. Cool. Lie-eating dragon would simply... John said they weren't into pervy anime. Alright, so, getting back to where we were. So we're going to help her dig out Colonel Sanders tomorrow. Thank you. Birds heading home to roost proclaimed that nightfall would soon be upon us. Keiichi-kun is going to help. I can take Colonel Sanders home. Rena staggered along as if intoxicated in her dreamy state of mind. I tried asking her in a way that wouldn't take her out of her cheery state. Hey, Rena, long ago, did something happen here? Seems like they were building a dam here. I don't know the details, though. Just wondering if you knew about, an accident or something. I don't know. Her tone was disturbingly frank. It sounded more like a denial than an answer. I must have appeared rather dumbstruck. Rena quickly tightened her expression. Actually, I didn't live here until a year ago. Huh? You transferred here too? I was sure that... So you see, I don't really know much from before that. Sorry. Don't really know. Don't want to talk about it. That was the kind of feeling she gave me. Thinking about it, of course, it would be like that. That wasn't the type of thing girls would enjoy talking about. It was quite a disturbing incident. It seems that they haven't been able to find one of the arms. If it's just like Tomitake-san said, then I had a feeling only the Higurashi would know. Only the Higurashi would know. So, I don't know how they're I guess if they don't actually show him, which I don't think they do in the visual novel. I don't think they actually show him. Also, we have received new tips. The Maibara Mansion, the Damn Site Murder Dismemberment newspaper edition. So I guess we'll go ahead. We'll check our new tips, and then I guess we'll stop there for now. I think that's a good stopping point storyline-wise, and... I mean, if y'all are into this, we can do it again sometime. I'll probably be up to doing it again tomorrow because I don't have much else going on until my surgery and stuff. So, if y'all have enjoyed, appreciate you stopping by. This is me trying something new, trying something a little different. You'll send me the screenshots shortly, John.
I've heard this for the last week.
I'm just playing. I'm just jerking your chain. I'm not mad at you at all. Alright, so we got two more tips. We have the Maibara Manor and the Damn Site Murder Dismemberment newspaper edition. So these are cool little shits that you don't get in the anime. So first we're going to have a look at the Maibara... Eat a dick! Thank you, John. Much appreciated. I gave John a new toy. He's trying it out. He's having a good time. All right, so let's find out about the Maibara Manor. So, Kei-chan, you're not stinking rich? What's this all of a sudden? Did I come to school in a limo before? How much do you get for a monthly allowance? About $10. That's a rather plebeian amount. His lunch is made up of normal stuff. He isn't rich. I feel feeling a little judged right now. John, do you want to tell these girls to go eat a dick too? What are they talking about? To be asked out of nowhere how much I get and then told that it's a plebeian amount? Sorry. Rena seemed to pick up on my dubious expression and started giggling. Kei-chan, your house, it's pretty fucking big, yeah? So the architecture has people all around Hinamizawa calling it the Maebara Manor, and it sort of stands out. Maebara Manor? Since the house is so big, everybody's gossiping, wondering exactly how rich you are. I see. Now I get it. Well, the frame of it is huge. I see how it can cause some misunderstandings. From my deduction, I wager they spent too much money on building the house, and that's why they are now broke. Being broke. How very, very unfortunate. Rika-chan took pity on me as she patted my head. I go from being treated like a millionaire to a beggar. Yeah, sorry for ruining your imagination, but we aren't millionaires or poor. We're the image of normal average households. You can't call it normal with that huge house. The entranceway is all grand, and the gate is large enough for a large truck to get through. That's not normal at all. They do say the bigger your house, the more prosperous you are. The reason the house is so big is because Dad's studio is in it too. There are a bunch of different workshops, and lots of his works are hung up in different places. All of them are huge too. For those reasons, the family actually uses a third of the house for day-to-day living. He planned it out so people in cars could come in and see the gallery he opens up in the house someday. By the way, the entranceway Mion is talking about is the one for the studio, and it's normally sealed off. The entranceway the Maebara family actually uses is a very plain and simple one. The interior is much different from how it looks on the outside. I'd really like a chance to explore Kei-chan's house. Claiming not to be rich, but having a home like that, what could be hidden in there? Maybe there's something cute hidden. They probably had no money to purchase furniture, so it's filled with Spartan rooms. If there are carpeted rooms, I would love to try rolling around on the floor, because I am an idiot child. We found him! The middle class! That would be great, so great, I want to roll around too. It seems like their imaginations are just piling on. Well, sometime in the near future, it wouldn't be too bad to invite them to my house. Dad is a sucker for the ladies, so he might even let them look around his studio. The cry of the Higurashi crescendoed as the sky towered over the evening. It was hot, but the air was clear. It smelled like the beginning of summer. Ah, yes, summer. All right, and now we're going to find out about the damn site murder and dismemberment. This is where we're going to start getting into the actual good lore shit. From the June XX 1979 edition. The Shishibone City Okinomiya Police Station, June XX, late at night. Suspects, oh man, there's a lot of X's here. There's a lot of X sites. I don't know if I can show these on Twitter, or I don't know if I can show these on Twitch. There's a lot of them. These four suspects were arrested on suspicion of murder and improper disposal of a corpse. The main offender, blah blah blah, has been added to the wanted list nationwide. According to our sources, 6 suspects were at the Hinamizawa Dam construction site workroom at the XX at 9 p.m., where they were suspected to have assaulted and murdered the site overseer, XXXX, as a group, dismembering his body and hiding it. On the XX at 8 o'clock in the morning, a report was filed by the Shishibone City Hospital in which a male suspect alluded to having murdered Mr. XXXX. When questioned at the police station, the individual confessed to the crime. Since a portion of the body was recovered at the location he gave, he was arrested that afternoon on suspicion of murder and mutilation of a corpse. The rest of the suspects were arrested the same day, but the main culprit is still at large. Police are currently on his trail. The motive is purported to be a drunken verbal dispute during which he killed the victim in a fit of anger. However, there are multiple inconsistencies with their testimonies. The investigation is ongoing. You did the murder! You did the kill thing! So that's where we're going to park it for the night. We got some intrigue going. There's obviously like a lot of cutesy stuff going around. The tension hasn't quite hit yet. We're going to get there, I promise. We'll probably start seeing a lot of that tomorrow. So, we'll probably do this again tomorrow night at around 9 p.m., same time, if y'all want to. And before I sign off, of course, I want to thank everybody for the bits, the subs, the support, the follows, the hosts. It's been very much appreciated. Y'all have been far too kind tonight, so thank you very much. We're going to find somebody to shoot you on over to, so let's see who be doing what on the old Twitchiverse. Let's see here. Having a look. Not seeing anybody on. Weird. Cypherin's on. Swerve's on. After 5 looked like he done cut. So, I guess we're going to send you over to Swerve. He is playing the wonderful 101 for the first time. That's an okay video game, I suppose. So stick around. I'm going to send you on over to Swerve. Thanks for hanging out, and we'll probably catch you tomorrow. Take it easy, everybody. You bunch of lovelies. Just so precious. Gosh darn it.